A rising trend in nutrition is going vegan, an all-natural diet with no dairy or animal products. We're in the kitchen with Rebecca Gilbert, a former competitive ice skater who first became vegan to help heal her joint pain. And she's here to share a recipe for cream of broccoli soup without the cream. Good to see you.
Thank you, Christina. It's so exciting to be here. And this is the easiest recipe. The whole thing takes half an hour start to finish. I've made part of it at home, and we're going to finish up the rest of it here.
Okay.
And so we've got 4 cups of broccoli, which are on that plate there. We have 1 potato, which I chopped during the break. You put that in with 2 cups of vegetable broth, or
and that's what's in here.
That's what's in there.
Okay.
And if you actually don't have any vegetable broth on hand, you can just take 2 bouillon cubes with 2 cups of water. So it's really easy.
Easy.
And half a cup of shiitake mushrooms that are dried that you've soaked in a cup of water, and that's in there cooking right now.
Oh, that's what I smell. Well, while that's cooking, tell me how you became vegan in the first place, because it's kind of an interesting story related to your ice skating.
Sure. Well, I had been a competitive figure skater.
What kind of competitions did you do?
It was 20 years ago, so it was a very different world, but I could do the jumps and spins that you see on TV. And then I had this crazy experience. I was supposed to tour Europe after graduation, and I couldn't walk. And I did everything Western medicine said you should do, and nothing worked.
What was hurting?
Terrible chronic joint pain. Whether I was walking, whether I was sitting.
In your legs?
Yeah, in my knees. No matter what I did, it was just phenomenally painful. So I did electrical stimulation, cortisone, everything, even surgery, and it didn't work.
Wow.
So life moves on. It's 5 years later. I've gone to business school, and now I just search on the internet for chronic joint pain, and I find this study in Scandinavia where these people went vegan for 6 months and reported an 80% reduction in their knee pain.
Wow.
And I had never heard of vegan. I wasn't even vegetarian at the time, and I went vegan the very next day.
Yeah.
And that video that you saw was about 5 weeks after I had gone vegan.
That's amazing.
It totally changed my life. It was such a miracle, and that was what made me start Yummy Plants.
So did the pain just go away?
It went away. I started noticing a difference actually after about a week. Within 3 weeks, it was gone, and then I went back on the ice.
So what was it? I mean, is there now more scientific evidence as to what could be changing that for you?
Sure. Now, I'm not a doctor, so I can just share my story. But according to that study, casein, which is the protein in dairy products, can have a very inflammatory impact on your body.
Interesting.
And you know, meat as well can have an inflammatory response, as can wheat. So for me, I just thought I would try it and see what happened, and it gave me my life back.
That's amazing. All right, so explain what vegan is, because there's so many different new diets out there. I'm not quite sure what vegan means.
Sure. So vegan is essentially a very strict vegetarian diet. It has no animal products whatsoever. So no butter, no dairy, no cheese, no meat, no fish. It's all plant-based.
Okay. That seems really hard to do, to be honest.
You know, I can understand that. I actually just finished writing a book called It's Easy to Start Eating Vegan, because it can feel really overwhelming, but it is so easy, especially now that there's so much interest in veganism. There are wonderful plant-based products available. There's so many different milks. Today we're going to be cooking with So Delicious coconut milk.
Ooh,
it's unsweetened, and it's a great dairy substitution. You can also use almond milk or soy milk or hemp milk or cashew nut milk.
Wow.
So there
are a lot of choices now.
A lot of choices. And there's all different binders you can use for eggs. You can use flaxseed and water. You can use apple cider vinegar and water. And they even make energy egg replacer that you can just keep in the cupboard and use when you need it.
Well, let's keep cooking, because these are going to show some of the replacements.
All right. So 5 ingredients in this recipe.
Okay.
So we've got the coconut milk that we're putting in here, and that's 2 cups of coconut milk. And we've now cooked the potatoes and the shiitake mushrooms in the broth. So we're going to go ahead and just put that in.
Okay.
And then
and you could do this in a food processor too, I
take
it? Or
you
blender
can.
either?
A blender, right. So now we've got the broccoli, and we are going to...
And is this already steamed broccoli?
This is steamed. I steamed this at home, and so that takes about less than 10 minutes.
Yeah.
And we're going to put some of this into the blender, not all of it. And what we're going to do is blend it all up, because you can actually make a cream soup without putting anything in except for the pureed vegetables.
Wow.
So
because that's just going to be creamy enough with the liquids in the veggies.
So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and blend this all up, liquefy it, and then we're going to pulse it with the remainder of the broccoli just to have some texture with it.
Okay.
So it's going to be really loud for a second.
Okay, that's all right.
All right, let's make sure this is on.
And did you come up with this recipe?
I did.
Okay, and this is part of your whole Yummy Plants website.
It is. It's actually the very first recipe.
Oh, it's getting louder.
It's loud, I know. I think I'm going to turn it off. There we go. So it actually takes 30 minutes to make the whole recipe.
Okay.
And it's the very first recipe on the Yummy Plants website. And what we're going to do now, just to have some extra texture in it, actually we're going to have to pour a little bit of this out,
Yep.
just to make room. But what we're going to do is pulse the rest of it in.
Oh, I see. So it doesn't
just to have some
puree
texture.
all of them. Just keeps them a little bit chunky. And tell me what else you have on your website while you're doing this.
Sure. So it is a vegan lifestyle website and community, and the whole point is to celebrate and share the joy of vegan food, to connect vegans all over the world, and to encourage people that it's easy to start eating vegan. So we have a Start Here section that has a lot of good information about protein sources, easy egg and dairy substitutions. We've got a vegan travel section. We've got a health section with health tips from doctors. So it's really a go-to place to help people learn how they can start eating vegan.
Yeah. Well, we get it. You're going to pulse that, right?
I'm going to pulse that.
Don't worry about it. I'll try it. I just want to try it. We know, because it is loud.
Okay.
I can't believe there's no real cream in this.
It's really good.
That is delicious. My goodness. Well, thank you so much, Rebecca, for coming out and sharing your story.
Thank you.
All right, so you can try it too. For more on a vegan lifestyle, today's recipes and others on Rebecca's website, Yummy Plants, go to kdka.com/PTL. We have it all posted for you there.